Imagine waking up tomorrow and, without even thinking, your hand reaches for your phone, checking notifications before you're even fully conscious. Later, after lunch, you head for a coffee or a sweet snack, even though you know you probably don't need it. These small, seemingly insignificant actions, what you do when you wake up, how you handle a stressful moment, the decisions you make when you're bored, are part of a larger pattern that governs our lives. Habits are more than just routines. They're the invisible architecture of our daily existence. But what if we could change those automatic behaviors? What if we could design our habits in such a way that they drive us toward success and fulfillment instead of holding us back? Welcome to a deep dive into the power of habit by Charles Duhigg. In this book, Duhigg unpacks the science behind habits, why we form them, how they become so ingrained, and most importantly, how we can change them. If you've ever felt stuck in a rut or wondered why some people seem to breeze through life while others struggle, it's all about the habits they've built. And today, we're going to uncover how you can take control of yours. Whether you want to boost productivity, improve your health, or take your business to the next level, the power to change lies in understanding the habits that drive your behavior. Let's explore why we do what we do and how we can harness the power of habit to change our lives. At the heart of habit formation lies what Duhigg calls the habit loop. This concept is deceptively simple but incredibly powerful. Every habit, whether it's good or bad, follows the same structure: the cue, the routine, and the reward. Picture this: you're at work, and the clock strikes 3 p.m. You feel a little tired, maybe a little restless. That's your cue, something that triggers the routine. Without even thinking, you head to the kitchen and grab a snack, or you go to the coffee machine for a pick-me-up. That's the routine. And the reward? That feeling of satisfaction, the burst of energy, the relief from the boredom or fatigue. Over time, this loop becomes ingrained in your brain. It happens automatically, without any conscious decision-making on your part. This loop is how habits form, and it's also the key to changing them. The crucial insight here is that the cue and the reward remain the same. The magic happens when you alter the routine in the middle. So, instead of reaching for that unhealthy snack, what if you took a quick walk or did some light stretching instead? The cue is still the mid-afternoon slump. The reward is still the feeling of rejuvenation, but the routine, the habit, changes. Suddenly, a negative pattern becomes a positive one. This is how habits can be reshaped. But first, you must identify the loops in your life that are holding you back. One of the most compelling stories Duhigg shares to illustrate the power of the habit loop comes from the early 20th century and the surprising rise of Pepsodent toothpaste. Believe it or not, before Pepsodent, almost no one brushed their teeth regularly. It simply wasn't a widespread habit. But Pepsodent's marketing genius, Claude Hopkins, found a way to link a specific reward, a clean, tingling sensation, with the act of brushing teeth. He created a craving for that clean feeling, and soon, toothbrushing became an everyday routine for millions of people. The cue was simply feeling the plaque on their teeth, the routine was brushing, and the reward was the fresh, tingly feeling that Pepsodent provided. What's fascinating here is how a company successfully engineered a new habit by leveraging the power of the habit loop. Toothbrushing became a daily ritual, and this simple habit shift transformed dental hygiene forever. Let's look closer at how this plays out in our personal lives. Have you ever tried to quit a bad habit? Smoking, biting your nails, procrastinating on important tasks, only to find yourself falling back into the same pattern? That's because habits are deeply wired into our brains. But the good news is that they're not unchangeable. By identifying the cue that triggers the behavior and the reward you're seeking, you can insert a new routine that delivers the same satisfaction without the negative consequences. This is the core of Duhigg's message. Habits aren't our destiny. They're patterns, and like any pattern, they can be rewritten. But not all habits are created equal. Some habits are what Duhigg calls keystone habits. Habits that, once established, have the power to trigger a cascade of positive changes in other areas of your life. Think of it like knocking over the first domino in a long line. Once that one falls, it sets off a chain reaction. Exercise is a great example of a keystone habit. When people start exercising regularly, they often find that they begin eating better, sleeping more soundly, and feeling more focused and productive at work. This one positive habit starts to influence a range of other behaviors, leading to a broader transformation. So, if you're trying to change your life but don't know where to start, begin by focusing on a keystone habit like exercise, sleep, or even something as simple as making your bed every morning. The ripple effects can be astonishing. In the business world, habits play an equally important role. One of the most illuminating examples from the power of habit is the story of Starbucks. Starbucks' success isn't just about coffee. It's about how the company has institutionalized habits within its workforce. Every employee, from the baristas to the managers, is trained to respond to customer interactions and stressful situations in the same way. They don't need to think on their feet every time something goes wrong. They've been taught specific routines to handle difficult customers or busy shifts. These routines, or organizational habits, create consistency. No matter which Starbucks you walk into, you get the same experience because the employees rely on habits rather than improvisation. It's this habitual consistency that has helped Starbucks grow into the global brand it is today. Tony Dungy, the legendary NFL coach, provides another powerful example of how habits can create extraordinary results. Dungy didn't just train his players to execute plays, he rewired their habits. His goal was to simplify the decision-making process on the field. Instead of asking players to analyze every situation and make complex decisions, Dungy taught them to fall back on automatic habits when certain cues appeared. In high-pressure situations, where hesitation could mean the difference between winning and losing, these players had already internalized the right response. Their habits took over, and they began playing instinctively. Dungy's approach was unconventional, but it worked. He led the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to unprecedented success, proving that in both sports and life, the right habits can give you a competitive edge. But it's not just sports teams or companies that rely on habits. Our most intimate behaviors are governed by these invisible forces. One of the more eye-opening stories in Duhigg's book is the case of Lisa Allen, a woman who completely transformed her life by changing one single habit. Lisa had been stuck in a cycle of unhealthy behaviors, smoking, overeating, and poor financial decisions. Her life seemed to be spiraling downward until one day, she decided to quit smoking. That one decision, that one change, had a ripple effect. Once she quit smoking, Lisa found the discipline and confidence to tackle other areas of her life. She started exercising, eating healthier, and managing her finances better. Eventually, she ran a marathon, got a better job, and built a stable life for herself. All of this began with the decision to change a single habit. This story demonstrates how small, seemingly isolated changes can lead to life-altering transformations. Now let's talk about the darker side of habit manipulation. In today's world, companies like Target have become experts at predicting customer behavior based on purchasing habits. Duhigg recounts a story where Target was able to predict, with startling accuracy, that a young woman was pregnant before her family even knew, based solely on her buying habits. This data-driven insight allowed them to send her advertisements for baby products, even before she had publicly announced her pregnancy. This raises important ethical questions about how much control companies have over our choices, and how much we truly understand about the habits that shape our decisions. Are we really in control of our behaviors, or are they being shaped by external forces that we aren't even aware of? While the ability to predict habits can be used for positive purposes, like helping people lead healthier lives, it also presents a potential for misuse. Despite these concerns, the lessons from the power of habit can empower us to take control of our lives. Duhigg introduces the golden rule of habit change, which suggests that while you can't completely eliminate a habit, you can replace the routine while keeping the same cue and reward. Let's say you have a habit of eating a cookie every afternoon because you're feeling bored or tired. According to the golden rule, rather than trying to stop this habit cold turkey, you can replace the cookie with a healthier snack or a short walk, something that still gives you the same sense of relief or reward. This method works because it acknowledges the underlying structure of the habit without trying to eliminate it entirely. It's about substituting, not erasing. Organizations can also undergo transformations by focusing on changing habits. A powerful example is the story of Alcoa, one of the world's largest aluminum manufacturers. When Paul O'Neill became CEO of Alcoa, he implemented a radical strategy. Instead of focusing on profits, he focused on worker safety. His goal was to change the company's culture by making safety a keystone habit. This shift had an astonishing effect. As Alcoa employees embraced the habit of safety, they also became more disciplined and efficient in other areas of their work. Productivity increased, and so did profits. By changing one key habit, O'Neill was able to drive Alcoa to new heights of success. This story is a reminder that even in large, complex organizations, change is possible when you focus on altering the right habits. As we draw to a close, it's important to remember that habits are powerful, but they are not unchangeable. Every day, we are faced with a series of choices that are influenced by the habits we've built. By understanding the cues, routines, and rewards that shape our behaviors, we can take control of those habits and use them to our advantage. Whether you're looking to improve your health, enhance your career, or simply become more aware of your daily routines, the power to change is in your hands. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the power of habit and are ready to take control of your routines, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more life-changing insights. Remember, every small change you make today can lead to big transformations tomorrow. Keep building those positive habits, and soon enough, they'll shape the life you want to lead. Until next time, keep pushing forward, because the power to change is always within reach.